farming family. My father planted his first crop in Bukidnon in 1954. And he is still doing now at 85 years old, is still planting. So we were, we grew up planting different kinds of produce, no? From bahay kubo vegetables, sitaw, mga alugbate, kangkong, okra, to livestock. When I was growing up, we had cattle in our backyard, we have layers and broilers, in the front yard. So this was something that we do every day. This is what we talk about in the dinner table. And a very constant headache with agricultural produce is always the market. So the market is always evolving. So we found out slowly we were learning the ins and outs of selling. We believed that we needed that entrepreneurial the spirit, because you have to reinvent yourself all the time, go with the trend. And market products, farm products, it cannot be produced like magic. It needs, this is not like a factory, it takes months. You have to do a lot of testing. Sometimes you fail and then you improve yourself. There are many factors that you cannot control, especially nature, and then now we have to deal with climate change, which is another adjustment in farming. Selling is always a challenge. I think this is the very reason why a lot of farmers opt to grow commodity crops, because they are tested and proven to sell to the market anytime. Like all farmers, we started growing common crops, so when we started this, we tried lettuces, and then we thought, oh, let's go high value and try to introduce this to people, friends, families, maybe restaurants, ganyan. And then later we found out that there are bigger farms who can grow it better than us. They were more consistent, their quality, they're a lot cheaper. A lot of times, we had to eat our own produce, give it to friends and family, or end up like going to the wholesale market at 2 or 3 in the morning and just waiting for whatever price we could get. It's pretty common, I guess, to a lot of startups in this business. So I'm still a struggling farmer, but this lifelong experience has taught me some things about bringing produce to the market. And I will share with you 5 of them. Slide next. So these are the 5 P's of marketing that I've learned over the years. So, first P is product. Things started to change. All these problems of trying to sell and making a living out of it started to change when we started joining weekend markets. So this allowed us to interact and talk to people, find out better what they want. How we can improve ourselves better. So this was, I think, is very important. Jejo, my friend here, Malipayon, mentioned the same thing. It's very important. Okay, thank you. So it's very important to know, talk to them, listen to them, and find out how you will be able to improve yourself. Yeah. So. Real food, real farmers. We chose this as our line, as our commitment and the basis for everything we do and offer. Real food means food that is simple, unprocessed, pure, whole, and grown following sustainable agricultural practices. And real farmers mean that we are farmers ourselves, giving you that direct link, our growing of food to your consumption of it. And then biodynamic. So biodynamic is an organic practice that has been going on for many, many years, since the 1920s. And it has given us a sort of an identity. This is a kind of farming without using any chemical fertilizers and all. But I think the most important thing here is that makes us different is we look at forces, these energies that we do not see. We follow a calendar that allows us to do composting and all these other farm practices at specific times of the year. And we believe that if you do it this way, you kind of give more life force to the plants that you grow. And when you eat it, you also get that life force with you. We focus on local and heirloom varieties. So this constant communication with our customers allowed us to discover that they want a lot more variety in what they are eating, in what they are using. And they also want a lot of distinct flavors, appearances that have vanished over the years of commercial production because produce cannot ship well or they don't look the same, So in Down to Earth, we saw that niche. So let's come in and try to bring in, let's try to bring in all these varieties again and introduce it to the public and see how they would react. And it gave us very good results. We focus on animals, we focus on native heritage breeds, and we've done this with beef. In Mindanao, we still have a lot of yellow cattle that is crossed with some new breeds. And we've been promoting that for the longest time. We work with a lot of small family farms. We also are working on our native black pig and a lot of the heritage chickens that we have. Outside of the Philippines, which is very frustrating, but if you go all over, especially in remote places, you can still find a lot of this. They bring in new flavors and colors to tomatoes. They're very hard to ship because they get bruised very easily. So handling in this kind of farming is very important. So we also discovered this new one here. So that's purple corn. And someone handed us a handful of that and told us that it had a very long history before in the Philippines. In fact, there's even a town in Cebu that is called Tapul. And we tried growing this, and from a handful, we now have a little bit to kind of introduce to the market. So yeah, so we do a lot of specialty vegetables, a lot of baby vegetables. We do a lot of heirloom varieties, so we grow different kinds of carrots, different colors. We offer this to our customers. Okay, so this is beef and some of the eggs. We got the pork there, grass-fed, grass-finished on pasture. So we tell our customers how important it is from a flavor point to the raising. It's helping a lot of small family farms. It's part of our marketing effort. Yeah, so yeah, this is our some of our promo look that we've done over the years. Okay, the second P is place. So this is where we push our items to a lot of, to the public, to people who appreciate what we do. We sell direct to consumers as much as possible. we try to cut, we shorten that value chain. And the farmers markets, you know, all these weekend markets that we join is really a big help to us. Yep, okay, the third one is price. So how are you gonna price something that is not even in the market yet? So we kind of go into it backwards. See, we produce a lot of items that some of them are, we're the only ones growing it. So how are we going to price that? So we try to see how they use it and go from there and go backwards. So many times, you know, we have to come up with a price that we believe is fair to us and fair to whoever is using it. We also give a lot of value for money as much as possible to whoever's using our produce. Okay, yeah, we give discounts, wholesale, trade, customers who want to sell our produce as well. Okay, this is one of our campaigns that we're doing for our grass-fed cattle. The fourth one is promotion. So this is an area that I think everyone should take advantage of, especially when you have to go out there and compete with big players, big corporations. There's a lot out there right now in the internet. There's a lot in social media that you can take advantage of to promote your product, your brand, you know, your identity. I think one of the things that makes us distinct from everyone else is because we offer traceability. You will always know what the product is from our farm or from our homestead. You know, so again, you have that direct link between production and consumption. This is crucial, I think, for the farm-to-table movement. Today, we are also thankful for the chefs that we've been working with, because understanding what they want, you know, allows us to develop a relationship with them, and to go and explore new products that we can introduce, that they can also sell to their customers. You know, lately there's been a trend of changing their menu every once in a while, and this has worked in our flavor, because whenever we try to test something and it's only a couple of kilos, you know, we know there's someone there who would want to introduce this as a special for a week. So, you know, before we used to eat it ourselves, now we have someone who will take it. So here's some of the stuff we do for promoting our product. Here, these are we've managed to come up with some of these campaigns over the last couple of years. These are some of them. So we got grass-fed beef there. There's specialty vegetables. These are some photos of the promotions we've done with chefs. We try to always be in constant communication with them. How did this particular ingredient work in the menu? Was it okay? Did we harvest it at the right time? This communication is very important, you know, so it has to be constant. We also wrote a blog, and people can go to our website and explore how we do things in the farm. Social media, you know, Facebook page, write anything, you know, just even a simple photo of a particular plant, a weed, or how you do something, you know, you post it there, and you'll be surprised how much interest people get into things like that. You know, we got our website has worked for us very well, and you can easily come up with one that's pretty cheap. You know, it doesn't need a lot of money to do that. Then, of course, engagement. As I said, you know, talking to your customers is very important. Constant communication with them. Okay, so you get the final P here, which I think is the reason why we're still around. And this is passion for what we do. It's something that allowed us to appreciate all the mistakes that we've made over the years. This last P, you know, farming, we know, faces a lot of challenges. You know, you're dealing with something that's growing, you know, you make a small mistake and things die. Animals can get sick. So you need a lot of humus, you know, good humus. And a lot of, you know, a lot of guts to laugh at your mistakes, because it will happen more often than your successes. Yeah, I have been in farming almost all my life, and I still keep on learning and relearning something all the time. Every day, you know, we face a lot of problems. Problems that we cannot solve by studying books that were written or researching. I mean, most often farmers, you know, we have to come up with our own book and come up with solutions, our own solutions that we apply in our own farms. You know, it's constant, and it is more difficult, you know, someone who has been doing this for a while. I think, you know, we all know that it's very, very important that we get a kick out of eggs hatching. You know, we get joy from growing a rare plant that starts to bear fruit. You know, this is a pleasure we get from, like, a cow giving birth to a calf. You know, I think that appreciation, that happiness, this is one thing that drives us. You know, it doesn't, you know, we wake up for a new day, and this is constant. You know, this happens all the time. So, you know, you're never afraid of tomorrow. You know, and maybe this is also one reason why farmers live long. I will end this presentation, you know, with my wife's favorite quote. So this is eating is an agricultural act by Wendell Berry. Thank you, Gid. Salamat.